Hello, my name is Kenneth Beatty, and this is my CNC project. My CNC project consists of three major components: the laptop or computer, the control box, and the CNC machine itself. First, the CNC machine itself was purchased from Zen Toolworks, unassembled, so we assembled it as when it got here. It consists of the PVC frame, which holds the table and everything together, and the stepper motors and the rotary bit. The stepper motors, this piece right here, this piece right here, are used to turn the lead screws, which are right here, to move the bits back and forth, or this table up and down. The rotary tool is used to push material out of the way, and that's how we get the cuts along the machine. When I got the machine, it came with just the stepper motors, and the only connections that we had were this. So I wanted to go ahead and make this a bit more unified and easier to put together. The first step was to take all the wires and hook them into a central location, which is right here. This black box gives power to both the motors and the drill, or the rotary. The rotary is controlled through the power that's delivered through this wire and the switch that's back here. If we turn this on, then you can hear the rotary machine starting to move. And then the X, Y, and Z axis are the wires that control the motor. Those black wires are connected to this control box. This control box I designed and put together myself. It consists of these connections, both the drill and the X, Y, and Z axis. I put an emergency stop on here in case there was any kind of emergency. We could just power everything down. We can open up the control box and look inside. Inside the control box consists of the power supply that takes the 120 volts wall power supply and converts it to 24 volts DC. These 24 volts DC are used to operate the stepper motor microprocessor control unit that's right here. This is a motor shield that goes on top of an Arduino. The Arduino is used to relay information from the computer to the stepper motor control. The stepper motor control is used to send current pulses to the stepper motors to make them move in one direction or the other, and how far you want it to go, so that you can get very precise cuts. I use the CNC machine to create all these labels and connections that you see here. If you look, you can see power is written on there along with all these cuts. So I took a piece of plexiglass, roughly cut out something that was bigger than that size, and then went ahead and had it cut everything else you see. As you look inside of here as well, you'll see these fans that I cut out, and the drill and the X, Y, and Z. And then if you look over on this side, you will see a USB connection. This USB connection is used to connect the Arduino to the laptop through this printer cable. The laptop was used to design the project and send information over to the Arduino to control the stepper motors. First off, I used a CAD/CAM program called CAMBAM to design the part and then create a G-code. CAMBAM is a very good program to use as a newbie or training program to learn how to design parts. This is the designed part that I used. What I did was, in CAMBAM, I went ahead and designed this part and then created it in a G-code. You can tell it how far you want it to go, how big the piece is, and then be able to create G-code based on that. Once you have the G-code, you can go ahead and feed it into a controller, and this is the GRBL controller. The GRBL controller is really the main hub of the computer to send information to the Arduino. So you go ahead, how you operate this is you hit this open button right here. This open button then connects the laptop to the Arduino, and in turn connects the Arduino to the CNC machine. Once you have your file, you go ahead and choose the file. We'll pick our part, and now you can see that the part is selected. So once you have that part selected, you have everything centered in, because everything is dependent on the fact that the X, Y, and Z coordinates are at 0. So once you have everything centered in, and I do, then you can go ahead and hit begin. Once you hit begin, the CNC machine will start to move. So now you can see it's starting to move. It's going to start moving the plastic out of the way, and you'll be able to get a created part. Now, go back over here, and you can see it moving along with the visualizer. You can see that little green stuff in there that actually tells what parts have actually already been cut. So that's my CNC project. I hope you enjoyed.